Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on chess.com right now following Grandmaster GM Joey 1. And he was just playing another FM, and now this is a new guy that he's paired up with. So GM versus FM, open Sicilian with a little bit of an uncommon reply, huh? Not the typical knight recapture, but rather queen takes. So this will be rapid development is what white is aiming for here. That's really the first thought I have when I see this recapture. Just bishop out, knight out. Sometimes there can even be queenside castle. Doing two things with that. One of those instances where when you make that one move, accomplishing two nice things, king safety, and play against this pawn here. But not in this case. Kingside castle, pressure on this half-open file. E6 pawn. Maybe even bishop a3 is right around the corner. And what to do against that? This is a bit tricky. Don't know that you really want to play c5, giving up the d5 square. Rook to d8 and then move the bishop back. Okay, so that's preparing to meet bishop a3 with bishop back. Will this be even played? What's the great follow-up? Okay, so just some slow move here. Bishop g3, maybe securing a bishop e3 move. No. So this, I guess, was primarily for flight square reasons, small improvement. Queen here might be an idea. I don't know how well placed the queen is on d3. This is the one pawn break to be aware of. But white is never really threatening it now, for as long as the queen is opposite the rook. Ooh, how can this be right? Oh, I see. After bishop takes, queen takes, and then the queen is pulled off of the c-file. Initially I was thinking takes and black cannot take back. I can actually be drawing arrows. I'm forgetting I could do this. But, yeah, so he's unprotected. And what's being calculated? Okay, you got to take here. All right. Queen is there to recapture, and now what? e5 is hit. Can't take, though. Knight takes, pawn takes, double attack against the queen. Oh, we are having this. All right, this is livening up quite a bit. We'll see what Stockfish has to say after this. 2-1 majority on the queen side, but it's not really what has my attention at this point. Right here is what I'm looking at. How to defend this. It's hit twice. Also knight c6. Do not forget about that. Queen b4 I thought at one point, but that runs right into still this fork on c6. Ooh, and it's missed. Although you could get out of it. Rook takes, rook with check. This is needed. Rook takes, rook recapture. And there's still forks on this e7 square. Well, wherever the queen moves, she'll still be defending e7, but you still have to be careful. This is a loose piece on f5. Queen c5. Knight takes pawn. Now queen c5. There is no pin. With rook c8, knight e7's on board. Queen is hitting the bishop, knight e7 is a threat. Nice activity, and just 2 moves away is white from anchoring that knight into c6, and there he goes, there he will stay. And what a pest he is. Minute 15, 15-second advantage. b4, b5, get these guys in motion. I think everything is under control. Is this an issue? e3? This is what I'd be looking at. Okay, another fork. If it's not bad enough dealing with one knight, here comes another knight. His brother on b5 is ready to jump into d6 with the fork. This is too much to deal with. Just take. Still just run in for that? Knight d6, maybe? Not quite. Well, we're going to see knight d6, pawn takes, king takes is met with a fork on e4. So this is a bit of a clearance. Look at the different pieces that can now make use of e5. So white's going in for it and meeting now pawn takes with not king takes. Although, you know what? This knight is here to cover the e4 square. You have to start out with this, do you not? Or maybe this is an idea. Throwing that rook in a pin. Maybe. Less than 40 seconds. Ooh, e2. Okay. Have to go completely passive here? What's the trick? Rook to e1? Queen here? Knight takes rook, queen here? That can't I don't see that working. You could always play to the dark squares and defend the rook. Oh, knight to e4. That's how you're dealing with that fork. That's winning a piece, though. Queen's defended by the knight. Probably have resignation here. No, not quite. Any move, really. Just consolidate. That's a nice way to do it. This knight's going nowhere. b4, a5, a3, or that. Yeah, complete control, 25 seconds. Oh, it's just going to be a mouse race, 25 seconds each. Knight takes bishop on board. Okay, this is falling now. There's also knight here if you really want to, but you could grab here. Just rook takes. There's already this. Or dropping back, so they're going to play it out. 16 seconds? Alright, we finally have resignation. White won that one. They're going to continue at it, but let's see what Stockfish has to say about that game. Okay, let's see where there was a way to improve. This is an interesting recapture here. It's pretty simple to play. I maybe have a handful of games with this particular line. Bishop out, rapid development, giving up the bishops, but having a grip now over that d5 square. It's a bit weakening, e5, but it's about an even position. So that's what the computer's reading, pretty much completely equal. Queen back. Where is there a shift? Some pretty natural stuff. These first 10 moves. And, there was a think at this point in the game. Rook to d8 being played. But the computer apparently has no issue wanting to just castle here. What's wrong with bishop a3? On bishop a3, queen a5? Ah, now that's an interesting move to be aware of. Bishop takes pawn, bishop takes, queen takes, and there goes the knight. Queen takes here. Okay, two pieces or two pawns for the minor piece. Black's the better side, but yeah, you could just get on with this castling move. Here is met with queen a5. Interesting idea to keep pressure on this knight. Okay, well, black is going for a pretty direct defense of d6 then. h3, still an even position, and now this is where it really gets wild. Bishop takes bishop, top move, queen takes. Still even. Where is there a shift? Still completely even. And right here is where there's the mistake. Bishop to f5. Better is queen to c7. Something's lost with bishop f5. It's about a pawn and a half advantage now for white. Queen e3, queen c7. And then it's calling for rook takes, and then knight c4. It's interesting. The bishop takes, pawn takes. Wow, what a wild position this is. Queen takes c, queen takes a. Yeah, okay. That's pretty wild. Bishop f5. You can see why you'd want to do that. It's defending e4. It's throwing a punch at the knight. Knight c6. About a pawn advantage now. And it certainly gets very, very tricky. Rook there. Still about a pawn advantage. And slightly better is bishop d7, bishop to d7. Yeah, it's nothing really clear here. No clear improvements. Yeah, still about a pawn advantage. And now it's just +4. The best is, I think this is the last one. And then the advantage is just not slipping. It's like +5 from here on out as soon as the e2 move was played. So what was best? Instead of e2, it likes queen d7. Throwing that rook or the knight in a pin. Pinning the knight to the rook. And then f takes e3, bishop e4. Wow. This is a wacky game. Very, very tactical. And it started with that d5 break. All the lines, and the files opening up, the diagonals opening up. Yeah, I don't think it slipped from here. No mistakes. Pretty good technique there. And you're up a piece, you're up 2 pieces at this point. But yeah, it's just an interesting line to look into. Queen takes on this d4 square. Just focus on some rapid development. You have to be willing to give up the light square bishop. But yeah, you get your pieces out, pretty natural squares, knight c3, castles, rook d1, right? Nothing, no rocket science here. Half open file, knights on ideal squares, throwing in a flight square. Possibilities for bishop a3, but also that idea where this was not necessarily, well, this wasn't needed because of that follow-up. You could have castled at this move 12 and met bishop a3 with queen a5. But yeah, interesting game. As usual, feel free to leave any comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye.